What a difference a few changes can make. Find out what's going on with this brand new card as I hereby summon all my imps to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So we got the brand new card coming out this week, which is Cull Obsidian. Cull Obsidian has little known about his origins. It is more than likely that he was recruited as part of a civilization that Thanos conquered in the same manner as Gamora or Nebula. He is now counted among the Children of Thanos. He is the one who towers above the rest. He is the physically strongest servant of the Man Titan. He decimates enemies using his incredible strength and massive axe. Cull Obsidian's skin is unbreakable. He has been attacked by many of the universe's most powerful heroes at the same time and has come out unscratched. He also impossibly strong and has a near unlimited endurance. He wields a massive axe at times, but he will often use the one force of his fist to incredible and incalculable power. Any enemy of Thanos is his enemy, even if they used to be his ally. Cull Obsidian and the rest of the Black Order have accompanied Thanos on his quest to acquire the Infinity Stones, and he has had many successful campaigns. He is at peace with the oblivion that Thanos seeks. He takes much joy in his purpose of subjugating planets with his raw, with strength in preparation for Thanos' conquering and ruling over them. Cull Obsidian is a savage brute that takes great pleasure in fighting his enemies for the Black Order. He is always eager to fight. In contrast with his siblings, he is the least intelligent. He is only able to communicate in grunts and growls. He also has extremely reckless in battle, attacking his foes one by one head-on. He does not ever account for companions to team up to try to stop him. His powers are that he has super strength, super density, super durability, super stamina, and regenerative healing factors. Cull Obsidian is the brawn behind Thanos' Black Order, but he is not a leader. This is represented in Marvel Snap by him having high stats at 10 power for only 4 energy, but the drawback of him needing to be at a place with at least one cost card, usually one of Thanos' stones. In the game of Marvel Snap, he is a 4 cost, 10 power, with the description of you can only play Cull Obsidian at a location where you have at least one cost card. My 5-star rating on Cull Obsidian is 4, and I'm going to explain why in just a moment here. So let's talk about why he's a 4-star instead of a 5-star. Now, part of this is coming from out to, sadly, how he was data mined. And normally I don't like to talk about data mine, but I think for this particular card, I got to talk about it a little bit. So when he first came out, he was roughly the same stats. He might have been 4 for 11 at that point, but he was also indestructible. So he had a little bit of Colossus's stats where you couldn't destroy him. But he needed to be played at a location that had an Infinity Stone on it. Not just a 1-cost card, an actual Infinity Stone on it. Part of the reason that got changed is because of the fact of if you don't own Thanos, you don't want to have a way of putting Infinity Stones into your deck. And they wanted to make this a card that wasn't reliant on needing Thanos for it to work. They wanted to make it so that if you got this card this week and you didn't owe Thanos, you didn't feel like you were being punished. So originally, the way this was written, you needed to put this in the Thanos deck for all intents and purposes. And without that change, this would have been a 0-star card, in my opinion. Because being that limited makes it hard to play. Now, there were some ways around that with using stuff like Lockjaw, but that would have been a really weird way, or using Jubilee. But those would be in very unique situations, and there will be a few locations that are coming out in the near future that will give you Infinity Stones, but only having a few locations wouldn't have made this worth it. Since that change, they have brought him down to being a 4/10, but now he is destructible, so he have that trade-off. But now you only need one cost card at his location. You can have more than one, and it has been confirmed that you can play the 1 cost down on the same turn that you play the Cull Obsidian down. So that's where he loses a little bit of his 5-star rating, is just the fact of where he was and where he is right now. He's not quite a 5-star card, but when you compare him to the other cards that exist, he doesn't fall much below 5. He is like right at the edge of 5, just touching 4, right at the edge of 4, just touching 5. You could almost say he's a 5-star card, but he does have some limitations, which is just that by himself, he's just a giant stat stick. With that being said, the first card that you got to talk about is the Thanos. Thanos has such an ability to make him ridiculous. If you get the Time Stone on 2, you can play Cull Obsidian on 3. And that's dropping a 4-ton on turn 3. Plus, you have to remember that you're also adding the Time Stone to that. So, Cull Obsidian is never a 4/10. If you always believe it's a Time Stone, he's a 4/11. But even if you're not playing Thanos, you gotta look at some of the other 10s that you compare him to. Like Atuma. Atuma has the ability of being a 4/10, but if you play anything else at Atuma, it's gonna blow itself up, so you have to play a 0. Guess what? 0 is a 1-cost card. Or you had to play Armor, and Armor's a 2-cost card. Sentry is a 10-cost card. But in order for Sentry to really work, you either have to play Viper, which is a 3-cost card, or play Malus, which is a 5-cost card. Play Floyd Murray, which is a 4/10. You usually have to play Luke Cage, or you have to play 0. And She-Hulk. A lot of times, if you're playing She-Hulk well, you can put She-Hulk down on 4. And no one has ever complained about needing to play She-Hulk down on 4. Now, I know one of the things that's being talked about time after time is the fact that it's Shang-Chi-able. In my opinion, I don't care. I don't think that's the biggest problem from this card, because if you take out my Cull Obsidian with your Shang-Chi, you're not taking out my Typhoid Mary, you're not taking out my Opta, not taking out my Double Dinosaur. You're wasting a card on it. And even if you know why I'm playing it, I really don't care. You can know exactly where I'm playing. I should have one 1-star card out. One 1-cost card out, I should say. And you could play the Shang-Chi in the same turn that I played. I played that on turn 4. You played a Shang-Chi. I played a Cull Obsidian. You have to have Prio to reveal second. So I have to have Prio to you reveal second. For you even destroy it, and you wasted turn 4 putting out a 3-cost card. It's almost as worthwhile as me just pointing out. Wrong on that turn, you know. You might as well play it out wrong on that turn. At least try to get something on there with a Black Panther to fill it out. Now, that's really weird about how this is working with crossbones. Because if you look at the two of them, it's almost like the two of them should be flip-flopped at this point. Where the Cull Obsidian should be like a 4-8 because of how easy this restriction is as compared to crossbones, which needed you to win the location in order to play it. So there might be a change in the future for crossbones, but if you ever thought about playing crossbones, you're not going to think about it at this point when you can play Cull Obsidian. Worst case scenario, if you play the 4 on the same turn, on turn 5, as you play the Cull Obsidian, you get the +2 for the forge going on, plus the 1 for forge existing by himself. Basically turned Cull Obsidian into a red skull without the downside. Would you play a red skull naked on 5 without the downside? Yes, you would. There are some really good 1-drops that exist that people play just normally speaking. You've got Iceman. You've got Misty Knight if you're playing the high evolutionary deck. And you've got the Yondu. Now, what makes him not a 5-star card and why he's not in the 5-star pantheon is, first of all, you have to play another card in that deck. At the very least. You have to play another 1-star card or you have to play the Thanos, which is always interesting. And if for some reason you don't get your 1-drop until the last turn or past the last turn, you can't play the Cull Obsidian. It becomes a dead card in your hand. And you, unless you're playing Thanos, you really don't play 6 1-drops in your hand, 7 1-drops in your hand. For the most part, there are some decks that can do it. This is a zoo card also, that's the thing. You can do stuff with the Zabu and the Blue Marvel and then just drop this down as a slam card for a zoo deck. But in a normal deck, you don't play too many 1-drops. With that being said, this is a card that you can sneak into any deck. If your deck's already playing even 1-drop, you can put this in your deck as a just, maybe I grab it, and maybe I drop it, and maybe I win the deck. For the rest of this week, we've got Nimrod. Nimrod really needs something. I don't know what it needs. I don't know how you fix this kind. It's not the card it used to be with Destroy. And it's really weird that it's going in with a Thanos week with the Cull Obsidian because these two cards basically fight each other. You wouldn't be playing Cull Obsidian in a deck that would normally run Nimrod, although there is a way where you could just run like X23 and then you don't have to worry about it being destroyed because you're not destroying me, that's 23. And then just put this down at the end as a big hit card with something else. But that's a weird way of going about it. The other card in here for this week is Thanos. If you don't own Thanos, don't waste your keys this week. Go waste all 3 of your keys and go with all 4 of your keys this week. But I will also say this, Thanos will show up again because at this point he's one of the perm 6s. Somewhere down the road he'll show up again because Thanos go at this High Evolutionary and Kang will never drop below being Series 5. You're gonna see them a month from now, 3 months from now, somewhere down the road. But for this particular month, Thanos is a get card. Every card in this month are gonna hear me say the word Thanos at least once. So it's a combination with Cull Obsidian. Every card in this month works with Thanos. If you've never gotten him, this is a good way to get him. And if you do have him, this is not a bad alternate art for him, I will admit. So let's go find out what's in the box. What's in the box? Let's all find what's in the box. Box says Cull Obsidian, nice. I will be playing him on Friday. I have no idea how I'm gonna make a deck out of him without any 3s. Without any 4 for 5, but I'm gonna try to make it work, and we'll see what we can do. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember, play for fun.